I guess if you could pick one word to describe 2017 in sports, and that's the year of the comeback. A year in review in sports for 2017. Just some of my things that come to mind. January 9th in 2017, Clemson faced Alabama in the national championship game. Now, I know I don't cover many sports as far as college here, but how can you ignore this? It was a back and forth matchup that came down to the last seconds, while the Tide took a 31-28 lead with just 2 minutes left. Clemson put together an impressive final drive that secured them the championship with just 1 second left in the game. And the Clemson Tiger quarterback was Deshaun Watson. Remember him and what he went on to do with the Texans. January 28th in the Australian Open Finals, Serena Williams beat her older sister Venus to win her 23rd Grand Slam singles title. Later, the world will find out that Serena was 10 months pregnant at the time. February 5th, it was the Super Bowl. I'm sorry for all you Falcon fans. In Super Bowl 51, the Patriots were trailing 28-3 in the second quarter. And then they scored 31 unanswered points to win it in overtime. It was also the first ever overtime game in Super Bowl history. And ever since then, Falcon fans, that's all they hear is 28-3. February 26th in the car racing world, Kurt Busch won the Daytona 500 with a last lap pass as other contenders ran out of gas in the final laps. It was Busch's first Daytona 500 victory in his 17th try. March 16th, Northwestern found itself in the NCAA tournament for the first time in 77 seasons. They made sure they didn't throw it all away. The Wildcats did cough up a 15-point second-half lead, but survived to score the first tournament victory. March 19th, March Madness always has special moments and shocking upsets, and 2017 was no exception. One of the biggest upsets, number 7, South Carolina, knocked off number 2 seed Duke, 88-81. Gamecocks went on to go into the Final Four history. First time in program history. April 2nd, in South Carolina won its first NCAA championship, defeating the Mississippi State 67-55. April 3rd, 1 year after narrowly losing to Villanova in the NCAA tournament, UNC was back in the national championship game and beat Gonzaga 71-65. The Tar Heels became just the 4th team to come back from losing the national championship from the year before then to winning it the following year. April 17th, in one of the most touching moments from the Boston Marathon, 2 soldiers who were running the race helped carry a fellow runner across the finish line. April 26th, Maria Sharapova, the 5-time Grand Slam champion and former number 1, returned from a 15-month doping ban and would win her first match. June 11th, hockey with its first Stanley Cup final victory over the Nashville Predators. They won. Pittsburgh Penguins became the first NHL back-to-back champion since 1998. Well, the Penguins, a dynasty. June 12th, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and the Golden State Warriors beat the Cleveland Cavaliers to take home the NBA title. Second championship in 3 years. July 26, Adrian Beltre gets ejected from a game after he wasn't standing in the on-net circle. When the umpire instructed him to get into the circle, Beltre instead grabbed the circle and moved it to the feet. And moved it to a few feet where he had been standing. He was then tossed. July 29th, return of Jon Jones in the UFC. Got a massive asterisk next to it. Jones returned from a one-year suspension to beat DC Dan Cormier UFC 214 and win the light heavyweight title. But the reign didn't last very long. In September, he was stripped of the title again after failing a drug test. The case has yet to be settled, but Jones faces up to 4-year ban in UFC. August 5th, Mr. Bolt closed out his record-breaking career at the World Track and Field Championship, but it wasn't the victory lap that most people had expected. In the 100-meter final, Bolt ended up in third place behind American runners Justin Gaulton and Christian Coleman. August 26th, we finally got to see Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor. Mayweather won with a 10th round TKO and earned himself a guaranteed $100 million, but anticipated he would make an additional $200 million as part of his share of the profits. September 14th, the Cleveland Indians' historic win streak ended at 22 games, but it was the second longest win streak in baseball history. The Indians only trailed 9 innings out of 199. They outscored their opponents 142-37 and had a team ERA of 1.58. Did they win the World Series? No. It's the Houston Astros. October 10th, after losing to Trinidad and Tobago, the U.S. men's national soccer team failed to qualify for the World Cup for the first time since 1968. The Houston Astros, November 1st, World Series champions. November 19th, the end of this season's NASCAR Monster Energy Cup Series marked the end of the 19-year career of driver Dale Earnhardt Jr. (2017) year in review. Hope all is well. Happy New Year. We'll speak very, very soon.